The grass is always greener on the other side. Good morning. I'm at Briley Park this morning. It's a little bit before sun up. Obviously it's out because it's daylight. It's over there, it will come up when it's ready. In the meantime, I thought this morning I would tell you a story about the grass being greener on the other side. Not wanting to be where you are, wanting to be somewhere else. The story of my great escape. My great escape from hospital. So, I hope you're sitting comfortably, because I shall begin. November 2000, November the 3rd, 2000, 12:41. Had my little shunt, big shunt. Went into hospital. Now the hospital they took me to was Northern General Hospital, Sheffield. Now I lived, at that time, a couple of 100 yards from the door of Northern General Hospital, in a part of Firth Park that they call Firvale Bottom. Vickers Road, Sheffield S5, you can look that up if you want. Now, I moved there in the 1990s. When I moved there, it had already well passed its reputation for being a nice place. It wasn't a nice place, particularly. There weren't people hanging about with needles out their arms, but it wasn't a very pretty place. You could buy a dilapidated 3-bedroom house for about 9.5, 10 grand. The house I was living in was being bought, I think it was 22,000. So not a salubrious area, right? But it was where I lived. It's what I called home. And it was an alright terraced house that I lived in. Anyway, so there I am, in Huntsman 7, after they'd done all their work, stopping me leaking and whatnot. Bob Kerry and his team of orthopaedic geniuses, genii, whatever, had put me back together, put my foot back together, done a job that would make Barry Sheen proud, put me to bed, and then that was me, supposedly going to be months and months of recuperation and recovery and physiotherapy and so on. I didn't fancy waiting months and months, especially when, if I sat up in bed and looked out the window of Huntsman 7 ward of the Northern General Hospital, I could see my house. I could see the roof of my house, where I lived, where I wanted to be, where the grass was greener. So along with a biker lad called Steve from Barnsley that was also in with damaged legs, and before any of you go, oh yeah, bikers with your damaged legs, let me tell you that smoking causes more amputations than motorcycle crashes. Alright. Anyway, back to Steve from Barnsley. He was a resourceful chap. He could get about on crutches. And I couldn't get about on crutches. And he knew where the area in the hospital, in Northern General, where they'd piled up all the wheelchairs that needed repair. So we hatched a plan between us. I arranged to have my bicycle repair kit fetched in. As I, hello, Mr. Moorhead. I'd arranged to have my bicycle repair kit brought in, as I carried with me all the time, up there in Sheffield, because I used to fix the kids' bicycles as they rode past. Not that I had one, not in them days, but I couldn't see kids going about with broken bikes. We lived on a steep hill, and they were trying to use their... Hold on, have I got that? Aaron's just landed. I missed him. Majestic landed, but I missed it. I saw it, but you didn't. Anyway, my bicycle repair kit. I was sort of bicycle repair man in that bit of Firth Park in Vickers Road. They used to call me Charlie. Well, I called myself Charlie because I didn't want him to know my name. Can you fix my son's bike, Charlie? Yeah, jolly nice it was too. Nice little arrangement. So, the bicycle repair kit was brought forth, and Steve from Barnsley had robbed me this wheelchair. It had a punctured tyre, and one of the brake assemblies was just, it had come undone, that's all. Just needed a nylock nut fitting and a bit of fettling. So he brought the wheelchair up to my bed on Huntsman 7, and I knew when it was a quiet time. I chose the quiet time to get this wheel off, organised my puncture repair kit, got a bowl from the washroom, filled it with water, fetched it in. Actually no, I didn't, I got one of the blokes that was having a hip operation. He fetched the bowl of water in for me. And so there I was, I set to. I repaired the puncture, repaired the broken brake, and I was off to have my escape, my great escape, to go home to where the grass was greener. I was. During the course of this repair, putting it all back together, the ward sisters come in, seen what I'm doing, and I got that fateful expression, what on earth do you think you're doing? But seeing as I was closer to finishing than I was to starting, she didn't quite see the funny side, but she didn't see any point in making a fuss for me, so she let me carry on. She didn't know I was up to a cunning plan of escape. She thought I was just up to having some physiotherapy, going about the hospital wards, getting up to mischief with Steve from Barnsley. But anyway, that being said, I fixed this wheelchair and I went home. Now, when I got home, life wasn't great. I'm not going to go into it because it was a very harrowing time and it would involve insulting people that don't need to be mentioned. But I didn't mend, I didn't repair, and my leg got gangrenous and had to be chopped off. So the moral of the story is, the grass is not always greener on the other side. It's taking off, hold on. There goes that heron. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes you might be better off staying where you are. Alright. And that's my story for today. So I'll leave you from this beautiful part of Briley Park, where it's absolutely outstanding feeding time for the early birds here. The fish are jumping out of the water just over there. Heron's having a feast. Anyway, and there we are. The grass is not always greener. So have a little think before you jump the fence for the greener grass. Just have a little think. Wish I had, but I didn't. No regrets. Things are what they are. But yeah, have a little think before you jump and have the greener grass, eh? You have yourselves an excellent Monday. And I'll see you next time, boys and girls. Ta-da!